First up, barrel roll. This happens when you contact your hip at the same time as the back of your shoulder, so make sure you're keeping your hip off the ground. If you have trouble correcting this, you can go to the other extreme and do a gymnastics roll. Just make sure you're on huge mats and then find a balance in between the two rolls. If you're doing a gymnastics roll, make sure you're reaching out far enough to the side. If you have trouble correcting this, also go to the other extreme, start with the barrel roll, and then try to work your way to a balance in the middle of the two. If you find your body flopping over or your legs slapping out, this means you're not maintaining a round shape throughout the entire roll, so make sure you keep your core tight. Alright, next step, you can enter the roll with feet side by side or staggered. If you're taking a big drop, you need to be able to take the impact symmetrically, so you want to land feet parallel and square. But with falling, sometimes it helps to get your feet staggered so you can slow the momentum and guide your hands softer. Just make sure that when you go in staggered, you roll with the same side shoulder as the foot that's forward. Crossing up is a more advanced fall that can be very dangerous as well as a bad habit. However, on the way out of the roll, you're going to want your feet staggered, and it's important which one is tucked and which one reaches out further. Notice if I come out with my legs like this, I potentially slap this foot on the concrete. Also, you can get tangled up in this position, tripping over your foot on the way out. Not to mention it's far less efficient if you want to transition into a sprint. In intermediate rolls, we'll explore how this position can contribute to hitting your PSIS. That stands for persist when you hit that bone on concrete. Instead, the correct way is the shoulder you roll over, that same side leg will reach out further. This is also going to be natural for transitioning into QM, a sprint, side flip, whatever. For the tucked leg, it's very important that your toes are active and pointing up towards your shins. This is going to allow you to come up onto the bottom of your foot when you transition upwards, instead of pointing your toes and coming up on the top of your foot, which causes your knee to strike the concrete. Also, when transitioning into a sprint, you're going to be much more powerful if you're coming up onto 2 feet rather than just pushing off of 1. Now, if you're falling from anything above ground level, it's very important that you're able to land into your roll. This tutorial assumes that you already know how to do a parkour landing, so I'm not going to address that here. The most important thing at this stage is that there aren't any pauses or breaks in your movement. This should be one fluid transition. If there are any pauses or breaks in your movement, you're not distributing the impact evenly and efficiently. You can simulate the landing from standing, and then with quality repetition and comfort, you can gradually increase the height. At this stage, you shouldn't be jumping off of anything higher than a couple feet. The intermediate rolls tutorial will cover some important details in working you up to drops and falls from height. Remember, be sure to practice these on your parents' bed because there are a lot of important details that you need to learn before taking this to concrete, which you'll find in my other tutorials. But most importantly, have fun.